Hey guys, I am here on the scene at YRB Magazine's fall fashion shoot with Mr. Incredible himself, Nick Cannon. How are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Good. Did you have fun on that shoot?
I had an amazing time. I mean, it was precise, vision was there, it was different from most things that I do, so I was into it.
They got some pretty hot photos of you. We'll get into that a little bit later.
But
Incredible is appropriately titled the name of your entertainment company.
Oh,
I mean, and you do so much.
Yeah.
Actor, writer, musician,
Yeah.
TV host, radio host,
Yeah.
executive producer. I mean, what don't you do, Mr. Incredible?
Origami, I have a problem folding paper.
I mean, how are you able to juggle all of this? I mean, and be so successful at each one of them?
I have a great time at all of them. Everything that I do is really my hobby. I say my vocation is my vacation, so it never seems like work. And because I enjoy it, I love entertainment, all aspects of it. It's not work to me. I enjoy what I do.
That's great. Now, most recently, you added a new title to the list, Dad.
Yes.
How's that new gig treating you?
Now that gig, that's a tough gig right there. That's 24 hours. I thought I didn't sleep before, but now it's almost like you don't want to sleep. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where even no matter how long your day was, when you come home and you see your children, you want to spend time with them. And you know, the clock turns off when you spend time with your kids. So I love it, but it's definitely serious.
Would you say it's one of the hardest jobs you've had?
Especially, you know what? Because I'm really only a few months in. And knowing everything that's probably ahead of me that comes with parenting, it's definitely the hardest job I've ever had. But it's fun. You know, I love every aspect of it. I love every challenge. I love parenting with my wife. And you learn a lot about each other and what family and what life is all about.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of the missus, I know last month she tweeted a picture of little Monroe, I think, her little diva in training.
Yeah, that was me. I was on the camera trying to, because everybody's like, yo, let's take a picture. I was like, forget it, let's just put a picture out on Twitter.
And I mean, her hands like this.
And that kind of made it seem like, you know what? She says they don't want their pictures out there. So this is the picture we'll put out. And she was literally like that. Like, it literally happened in the moment. Like, I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this on my Twitter. And she was like, nah, no, you're not.
Too cute.
That's how it went down.
What can you tell us about the twins? I mean, they're only a couple of months old, but I mean, do you see their personalities already coming through?
Absolutely. My son, Rock, strong dude. He's living up to the name. Like, it's so crazy. He's already trying to crawl. I know it sounds weird, but there's this thing called developmental skills. Like, for his age, he's already like turning his head and recognizes your voice and can lift up, like stuff that, you know, kids don't do until like 8-9 months. He was doing that like 2 months. So, you know, like, and he's like, you can see the muscles in his arm. Like, okay, got me a little boxer right here. And then my daughter, she's like her mama, you know. My daughter's a diva. She's sleeping, right? There is no like, let me wake up and see what's going on, and then I might get hungry and then I might cry to let everybody know. She goes from sound asleep to just, like, it's just like, give me what I want right now. And it's like, they definitely got personalities.
That's hilarious. I love it. I love to hear something like that. So, I mean, you mentioned it just a little bit, but you talked about how it is parenting with your wife.
Yeah.
But talk about how your relationship has grown, because most people say it's nothing like the love of children to magnify a relationship.
Yeah, it not only does it magnify it, but it actually like rounds it out and cultivates it in a way to, you find so much more purpose in yourself and what your union represents and what a family represents. It becomes something more. It actually does. I mean, so if there ever is a tough time, or if there ever is something where you feel, you know, a little shaky, you know that you're standing on something that's firm. Your family, this is something that's going to go on for generations, and you're building something. So it just makes it so much more valuable.
That's great. So I want to go back to your career a little bit. I mean, you're doing a lot right now. You're hosting America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Hosting 92.3 Now radio show every morning.
Yep, and it's syndicated. I got the syndicated countdown show all over the country.
Wow.
Yeah, so we going in. I'm doing my stand-up. My stand-up special is on Showtime right now, Mr. Showbiz. Comedy album's out. Working on my music, DJing all over the world. it's crazy, but like I said before, I love it. So it's not until I sit back or someone brings it up about how much I'm doing that I really say, dang, I am doing a lot. But
you're like the black Ryan Seacrest.
Everybody keeps saying that. I'm more talented than Ryan Seacrest.
More talented, you hear that? No, Ryan Seacrest is like the white Nick Cannon.
Yeah, I like that. You got to say about that, Ryan.
So you were going to say something else about the show and everything you have going on? Yeah,
it's just really, going back to, I was brought up as a stand-up comic, and you had to be your own promoter, your own director, your own writer, your own producer, and I just applied all of that to everything I do in life. I just, I'm hands-on. I like producing. I like writing. And you're just getting it done.
I mean, doing so much. You're such a power player, a Hollywood, powerhouse, if you will. What do you say to those that call you Mr. Carey?
They could be calling me a lot worse things. I have no problem with it. If they was calling me something else, like, my wife is one of the most amazing entertainers to ever face this planet. Like, I can't be mad at that. So, and it takes a strong man to be able to glorify his woman in that way. It takes, you got to be confident to be like, yo, I'm good with being called Mr. Carey. So what? Like, I'm rocking with it. And I think my confidence is something like she needed in life, because it's tough and being in relationships and stuff before, where a lot of that is always an issue where, I'm overshadowing him, or I don't want to do this, or I make more than it. That type of stuff doesn't bother me. I'm good. Like, I'm proud of my wife. I'm supposed to uphold my wife. That's my crown.
Now, speaking of being this great husband, this great supportive role to your wife, I have to ask you about the Hollywood husband skit that you and a bunch of fellas did for BET.
That was crazy.
Awards. Everyone's tweeting about it, retweeting it, talking about it, posting it up everywhere. How did that all come about?
I mean, it's from the brilliant mind of Kevin Hart. He hit me up. That's been a good friend of mine for a minute. And obviously, me, Nelly, JD, we all friends for real anyway. Of course, Bobby Brown, the king, it's just like we were just really chilling, and Kev came up with this crazy idea, like, because of all the shows out there now, from Basketball Wives, the Mob Wives, the Desperate House, all that stuff, but they never had from the husband's perspective. Everybody wanted to be a real show now, so I don't know. I don't think I'd be on it if it was for real.
So, I mean, we saw you in that comedic role that we all know and love you for.
Right.
Any chance that we'll see you doing that more regularly on TV, the big screen, anytime soon?
Yeah, big screen. We definitely jumping back into it. Me and Kev Hart got a lot of stuff together. It's exclusive right here. Look out for us. We got some stuff that we penning right now that, we the next generation. There was all those people that came before us, like Eddie, Martin, Will, all that stuff. We the young generation that's about to bring the big screen comedy to you, so it's about to be crazy.
Anything you can tell us?
It's a lot under wraps, but let's just say we're taking things that were franchises before and adapting them. We bring it, so we putting a twist on some stuff that you've seen before.
Okay. It's YRB Insight exclusive.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of YRB, you are the cover man.
I'm honored.
For the fall fashion shoot.
So
fall fashion magazine.
Yeah.
What does it mean for you to be on the cover of the magazine? I know you've been in the pages before, but now you're on the cover. That's kind of a big deal.
And I'm a huge fan of the magazine, and still going down right there. I'm a huge fan of YRB, and the fact that even when I was in it before, it's kind of like kid with a Yankee fitted on, and trying to do that, and to see how I've evolved throughout my life, and now to be, cover ready. It's beautiful that this magazine and what it represents, and the tastemaker quality. I appreciate that, and being a fan to be on one of the magazines that I really love is an honor.
That's great, and like I was saying before, there are some pretty hot photographs that are going to be in the magazine.
Yeah.
I mean, but this was a different look for you than what we typically see you in. I mean, nowadays
there's no suits. I didn't get to wear a suit.
And there was very little smiling.
Yeah.
Very rough and tough you were, Nick Cannon.
I have that side to me. Few people know about it.
Well, we're glad to see it, and you guys can see it in the fall issue of YRB magazines on newsstands this September.